and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Morehouse and I am this close to finally becoming a financial planner. And I wanted to make a video to give you an update about what I've been up to these past, 5 years. To catch you up, I've been on this journey since 2020 when I made this video of me passing the Canadian Securities course. Honestly, at that time, I thought I'd just get my CSC certificate and I would be done with it. And the reason I got that certificate in the first place was just to prove to myself and any naysayers that existed that, yeah, I do know what I'm talking about when I talk about things like investing. But what ended up happening is I passed both exams and realized, hey, that wasn't that bad. Maybe I should keep going. So through the Canadian Securities Institute, if you've passed the CSC, you can then continue on the path to become a certified financial planner, CFP, which is the world's most recognized financial planner designation and the gold standard in the field. Since I already had that certificate under my belt, I figured it wouldn't take me that long to finish the rest of the program requirements to get my CFP, so why not keep it going? And here we are, 5 years later, and still not a CFP. Now, I'm sure most people could finish their program in significantly less time than me, but for me, running this financial education business and then spending 2 years writing and editing my book, Everything But Money, available everywhere, is a national bestseller. Grab your copy. All I could manage was honestly one course per year. So I passed the Financial Planning 1 course in 2021, Financial Planning 2 in 2022, the Lending, Retirement, and Insurance Supplement, LRIS, in 2023, alongside FP Canada's Introduction to Ethics course, and the Law, Estate, and Tax Supplement, LETS, in 2024. Now, after passing that last course, the only thing in my way before I could take the CFP exam was to take the professional education program. And this is where I had a big decision to make. Should I go straight for the CFP, or should I take a different route and get my Qualified Associate Financial Planner, QAFP, designation first? And ultimately, that's the path I chose. I'm going to get my QAFP first, then at some point in the future, if I want, bridge over to the CFP. Or maybe not, because the thing is, I actually have zero plans to become a full-time financial planner or climb the financial corporate ladder in any way. I've just been doing all of these courses to become a better content creator and educator, one that you can trust and who really does know what they're talking about because they had to pass a ton of exams to prove that. So last fall, I completed and passed the QAFP Professional Education Program. It's a 5-month program that includes quizzes, assignments, a live interview, and a final financial planning project. And this fall in 2025, and I may regret saying this on here because it may jinx it, I'm going to attempt to pass the QAFP exam. And the reason I say I may regret it, because honestly, I've talked to so many people over the past year because I have, been telling a few people I'm probably going to take the exam this year. And everyone's like, ooh, it's a really difficult exam. So now for anyone on a similar journey, I want to share my experience with the QAFP PEP to help you pass as well. And I'm going to share my experience so far studying for the QAFP exam. Okay, let's get into it. So first and foremost, the QAFP PEP course is put on by FP Canada. It's a completely online, self-paced course. However, you do have a very strict timeline you need to follow. And honestly, it's really not enough time in my opinion. I think on the website, it actually says, it'll only take you about 25 hours to do the QAFP PEP. And I think that's a lie. Because when you think about 25 hours, you're like, I could do 5 hours a week. I can get it done in 5 weeks. Or I could break it down into 5 hours per month and get it done in 5 months. Yeah, no, I definitely spent more than 25 hours on completing the course, completing all the assignments, doing the live interview and the final project. Yeah, you're going to want to budget for more time than that. Now, to keep me on track, and I've done this in the past, I think I shared my FP2 schedule with you. I created my own study schedule. So what I've got here showing you, I've got 21 weeks to complete everything. This includes the live interview. And I actually want to start with that component first. So some really important piece of advice: book your live interview well in advance. Because for me, when I looked at the booking calendar, the only days available were for a month later, giving me, I think, about a week or so to access, then complete my final assignment before my course expiry date, which was not enough time. And I was kind of freaking out because I knew I did need more time, and I did. So please book early. Quite honestly, I would suggest once you're done module 3, book it in advance, book it for like a month out, because then that'll kind of give you some pressure to also finish the rest of it in time. But if you do find yourself in a similar situation, what I found effective is to contact FP Canada to ask for an extension, an unpaid extension, because you should not pay for the fact that you have to wait a month for an interview. And there's nowhere that I could find in the course that says book early because slots book up really quickly. And so for me, in my mind, I assumed that I could book something in the next week or so, and that was not the case. So if you find yourself in that same situation, contact FP Canada to see if there's anything they can do for you. Likely there is. With that said, the live interview was hands down my favorite part of the whole program. And that's because you actually have to show that you can do what you've been taught, which is work with clients. I believe it was an hour, and basically you do a fake information gathering meeting with a fake client played by an FP Canada administrator. Now, it's done over Zoom or some other platform, but I think it was Zoom. And the first 5 minutes or so is just a discussion of what will happen. And then the administrator basically gets into character and stays in character the entire time until you are officially done. And your job is to ask them questions to gather information you need in order to make them a financial plan, which is your final assignment. Now, it sounds straightforward, and it is, but I would highly recommend you not only write a script for yourself to use during the interview. This is something I did. It was very effective. But also do a practice round with a friend or a family member so you feel more comfortable. Because it really isn't just about what you say in their interview, but also how you say it. They're going to be looking for things like active listening, empathy, and professionalism. Now, what I did was I used the base questions for financial planning discovery notes document in the course as a template. And then I filled in my questions in there and then just referred to that document and took notes during the live interview. You can find that document in Unit 3 of the course. Also, read through the case study information a lot, almost to the point where you can memorize all the facts about the fake client you're going to interview. Because if you are a real financial planner, that's what you should be doing anyway. Before your meeting, you should be prepared and know everything about your client so you can better serve them. Now, outside of that, the units for the course, and there are 7 of them in total, they aren't that difficult to get through, and the quizzes aren't that bad. The hard part is some units, well, there's just a lot of information to absorb. Unit 3 especially, I think I went through that at least twice, and it is closely tied to the live interview, so that is really, really an important unit to get familiar with. And then the final assignment. Give yourself some time so you aren't rushed to put it together. The hardest part, honestly, is creating a plan that fits FP Canada's guidelines and everything they've discussed in the course. It's kind of like when you're at university. Remember when you're writing a paper? I remember some great advice I got was, you're writing a paper for the professor, not for you. So really make sure that you're checking off all the boxes that FP Canada wants you to. And that's really how you should kind of frame your financial plan. It's not your perfect financial plan, it's FP Canada's perfect financial plan. So that's honestly really all I can say, partially because I don't want to share too much, because I don't want to get sued, but also because it was almost a year ago, and I'm sure some things in the PEP have changed since I took it. But what I would love to use this video for is if you have any questions or just need some validation or just need someone who gets what you're going through, tell me in the comments. I'm here, happy to answer anything. Now, to wrap this up, what I've been doing all summer, what a fun summer, is I've been studying for the next QAFP exam. I honestly hope this is the last summer I'm studying for an exam. And if you've watched any of my other videos from my journey to become a financial planner, I've just got to reiterate, I hate exams. I've never been good at exams. Remember, I have a fine arts degree. I'm a writer. I am not a good test taker. Nonetheless, I have to take this really big test. It's really important. So I am working through the Business Career College's QAFP prep course, which has come highly recommended from so many people, and I completely understand why. It is so well organized, very comprehensive. And one little study tip that's really helped me, because in this prep class there are 18 modules, many of which are like 60-page PDFs to read. I've been using Hank Green's new Focus Friend app. It is free, and it is honestly the only thing keeping me accountable with all of these dense readings. As of me making this video, I've got about a month, I've got 5 weeks until the exam. And I'm done almost all of the readings. I think I just have I've got 3. Damn, I've got 3 more modules to read. And I think in total, it's probably like 100 or 120 PDF pages. So we're going to be doing that this weekend. But then I really wanted to give myself 5 full weeks to go back into all of the documents and really hone into some of the things that are just not sticking in my brain, including some of the financial formulas. I also need to refamiliarize myself with the calculator, the stupid Texas Instruments one. It's frustrating because you're like, I know I'm never going to use a calculator outside of this exam. Like, I'll use spreadsheets, I'll use software, but it is what it is. So I just need to move past that and just do it anyway. But luckily, the BCC, they have a bunch of extras. They've got the quizzes that I also need to redo. They've got practice exams. They have office hours. They have some live webinars I've signed up for. So I'm trying to do it all so I can put myself in the best position to pass, because I really don't want to make another video telling you that I failed. But the thing is, and this is why I do need you to wish me luck. Last time I checked for the June QAFP exam, there was a 75% pass rate, which means 25% of people who took the exam failed. So the thing is, it could happen. I don't know. Again, I am not a very good test taker, so we'll just have to see what happens, but I'm going to try my best and, and hopefully encourage you to try your best too. So that's the update. And honestly, if I pass this thing, oh my gosh, I will be so happy. Like, I still remember when I passed the Canadian Securities course, both exams, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Because before that, I really didn't have any kind of proof that I was good at math. And it just kind of built my confidence and kept me going. And if I can, get this certification, this designation, I think that'll be pretty cool. Though it's funny, I was recently talking to a bunch of other Canadian influencers, and they're like, why are you doing that? I'm like, honestly, it's been so long since I started. I actually don't know why I'm doing this anymore, but it's too late now. I can't turn back. I've just got to do it. Anyway, so that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching my video. Again, if you're on the same journey, becoming a QAFP, CFP, or doing any courses through the Canadian Securities Institute or a business career college, let me know in the comments. And if you have any questions, let me know too. But I will give you an update of which way it went sometime in, I guess, late October is when I'll get the results. So wish me luck. Until next time.